Welcome to the LGBTQ plus music poster launch party. This is an amazing day because, I'm your host, Bridget Quigg, good friends with Barbie and Colt, and I've been watching them bring this whole thing together with love from their family and friends, and we're going to meet some of those folks today and hear music from them. So thank you for being here and being in support. It's a many months long process that is now ready to rock and enter the world. So to start us off, I wanted to say that you can put stuff in the chat as you go. We're going to play a little game show later. We're going to be testing you. I'm looking at your costumes. I'm thinking there are some awards that need to be handed out, possibly in the form of posters. We are recording, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time introducing more than that because you get to listen to Barbie now. She's going to bring up kind of the poster backstory. It's pretty incredible, the love and care that's been put into what we're seeing today. So Barbie, do you want to take it away?
Oh, yes. All right. Thank you so much, Bridget, for hosting. So the backstory, it starts with Tchaikovsky. And essentially, I was listening to this lecture on Tchaikovsky. This is about a couple of years after Aris had come out. And I learned that Tchaikovsky was gay. And then I thought, wait, I've spent years studying music. I've done so many music courses. I have 2 degrees in music. Why do I know that he's gay? And that started getting me thinking about, well, we need more people to know that he's gay, and all these other musicians who are LGBTQ plus, and also with a child who is transgender. I really wanted to make sure that Aris got to see representation and felt safe in this world and felt inspired to make music. And so I had these ideas of, well, maybe there's a way for that to be, represented visually. And as I was thinking about this, Colt's name just kept coming up in my mind. And finally I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give Colt a call. And so I called Colt, talked it over, and he really liked this idea. And he said, well, let's make a poster. And so from there, this thing just began. And he was kind enough to say, I know somebody who could actually make this into a beautiful work of art. And so he reached out to Mike, who was so generous to create this wonderful poster. And from there, that's how things began. And so I'm so excited that this has become a reality, that our posters are going to all these different places in the world. I don't know if Colt, if you want to add anything to this, but that was for me the beginning of this poster.
It really was. Thank you, Barbara. I think you said it well, and thank you for asking that first question. Why did I know this, and why did I not know it, and what can we do about it? So I feel like you kicked this whole thing off. I appreciate that so much, and it's been an awesome journey. Like Barbie said, and I just started to present, this. I wanted to just kind of review the poster a little bit because I think some of you have it, some of you have seen it, and hopefully some of you will get one soon. But it was designed by Mike here, who's on the call. We're going to hear more from him in a second. The poster you see on the right, it features 8 key artists, and then there are more artists listed down below. We'll kind of talk about them individually and how we came to that list later. But there are over 10 plus genres of music here captured. When you buy our poster, you can get it in 2 different sizes. One is 12 by 18, one is 24 by 36, and it can be found on our website, which is listed right there. As you can see, we can, if we can pop that in the chat, you'll have easy access to the link right there. Go in, explore, check it out. And also on our poster, you can see right underneath Bessie Smith's feet lives the URL. So I just wanted to call that out. I am so excited that Mike decided to join our call today and to undertake this project. I've known him for a long time. We worked together at Cranium years and years ago, and since then, he's just developed this amazing career as an award-winning author and an illustrator. And if we didn't have Mike, the design would have looked more like my design over here on the left with a heart around your head. But, feel free to borrow that anytime you want. But we got so lucky to have him partner with us on this project. And I thought it'd be cool to introduce Mike and just to hear from him a little bit. So why don't you go for it, man?
Thanks, Colt. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Colt and I have known each other for so long now, but I haven't seen you in so long. So it's so good to see your face here today and to like finally meet you, Barbie, after all this collab. I'm like really honored to be a part of this project, and I just knew right away. I mean, because Colt I know is amazing to work with, and so I was like, this is gonna be lit. And it was exciting to me because I am like a huge fan of some of these artists, like Elton and Freddie. But I also got to learn about some musicians who I wasn't familiar with before the project started, and like have this new appreciation for everyone in this poster. So yeah, it's just been really cool to work on it. And I also had no idea that Tchaikovsky was gay until I was like an adult, you know. And as an author and an illustrator, I have discovered lots of illustrators and authors who I admired as a kid were gay. And thinking about what a difference that would have made for me if I grew up knowing like this person whose work I really admired was like me in this way, that I could like look up to them and like kind of feel more secure about I can have dreams, I can make the art that I want to make, and still be loved and appreciated for who I am. So that's why I love this project so much, and it really resonates with me. Since I have you, I want to share a little bit of the process of the making of. I wish things just poof, like popped in the air, but it's about the journey, right? So I wanted to show you some of the original pieces. And we are live in my workroom in Northampton, Massachusetts. So basically everything starts with just an idea. So on this page, this had the golden egg, I guess. You can see like these little thumbnail sketches that I do, and they're just little doodly doos just to get my ideas out on the paper. And from that stage, like once I kind of figure out like, okay, this is the concept I'm into, you know, I started here, I'm gonna move.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Colt, do you want to stop sharing so that Mike's video? Awesome.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
Great.
I'm gonna grab this.
Did that work, Barb? Can you see him as the larger box yet? I'll do it right.
So basically, when I'm getting started, once I have the concept kind of figured out, for this, obviously I have to do a lot of photo research. Thank you. To make sure that I, you know what these folks look like, and I am representing them correctly. But also these are like famous people photographed by famous photographers, and so I also have to do my work to make it my own original thing, make sure I'm not like copying someone else's work. So that's that next stage. It's just getting all that good photo reference. And then I start kind of doing like loose sketches, kind of getting just kind of getting into the feel of it, of like, okay, maybe these are some of the poses I want to do. And then I start really doing more detailed sketches with Denise, and here's Ethel. Ethel was hard because there's not a lot of photo reference for her, but I kind of live for this photograph that I found of her. I mean, she's owning it. So yeah, so I do all these kind of loose sketches, and then I scanned all those in, and then kind of like resized and placed everything in Photoshop to kind of get a better like layout, like a tighter layout. And you can see it, you know, if you compare this with the final poster, there have been changes and stuff like that. And so it would, you know, I'd go through like several iterations, like printing it out, making changes, moving things around, changing poses. And basically when I printed out the sketches and everything was in place, then I throw it on a light box, and ink on this Bristol board over the loose sketches. And now we have like the tight inks, and all that gets scanned in and assembled. So, and then here's like the record and the disco ball. I also did all the hand lettering. So basically for that, you just have to keep like writing and painting, and you scan and like select the characters that look good. And then it all gets like assembled together. Oops, sorry for my shaky hand. It all gets assembled in Photoshop. And you can see here like all the layers of my Photoshop magic. That could be like its own presentation. And now we have the finished poster. And we didn't have to do too many changes, which is always a blessing. But Colt and Barbie like had great feedback, and I'm just so happy to see it out in the world and like doing its job. So anything I can do to help spread the word, I'm game. But yeah, thank you all so much for letting me be a part of this project and for inviting me today.
Thank you, Mike. It's so interesting and helpful for us to understand what goes into the development of something like this. And it's, gosh, what an amount of work and persistence, and the product is absolutely beautiful. You know, one thing, can you guys see my screen again? I love how you incorporated the subtle touches of the rainbow in each of the illustrations of the artists too. They're just, every time I look at the poster, I discover something that feels like a new surprise. And it's just a product of all the thought and work you put in, man. It's awesome. We are very grateful. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, the rainbow, I just have to say, was like not an afterthought, but like it just wasn't all coming together for me right away. Like the color palette, because we had these kind of like black and white shapes against like these, I don't know, like sherbety colors, and then this like rainbow flag on the bottom. And so I was like, I need more color. I need to like tie some of the punchy rainbow color. And it's like, hello. She loves the theme. So I was like, we will tie them up in rainbows. And yeah, that's my favorite detail of the poster. Thanks for pointing that out.
Of course. It's so cool.
I really want Freddie's like rainbow Adidas. It's kind of like hard to see, but yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you need to try that idea. I want the same pair, please. Cool. Well, Mike, thank you so much again, and to have you on this call and explain more, and just to be a part of this process. We're very grateful, and it's fantastic. People are awed by how cool it is.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I can't wait for the performances today.
Yay, cool. Well, that's a great transition. Yeah, Bridget, you go for it.
Okay, sure. Well, we get to hear our first musical performance. In this case, it is a parent and kid combo, I believe, and they're doing a little bit of a medley that's going to feature at least one of our artists. I'd like to introduce to you the amazing Aris and Barbie.
Thanks, everyone. And I just wanted to give a shout out for Mike again. Thank you so much. We love this book, by the way. So Mike not only does these posters, he also illustrates a lot of different children's books, and this is one of our favorite books. Okay, but today we want to perform for you a medley, and it's a medley of Believer by Imagine Dragons and We Will Rock You by Queen. And Imagine Dragons, they actually came out with a documentary And it was spectacular about how much support that they have for the LGBTQ plus community. And I'm actually curious. Oh, Colt, do you want to stop sharing your screen?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
And then, so Imagine Dragons, great documentary. They're Mormons, and they're basically trying to get the Mormon, the elders to really recognize and support the LGBTQ plus community. And of course, we know everybody loves Queen. So here is our version of Believer Rock You.
Wow.
Incredible.
The amazing Aris Long.
Hey.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That was so impressive. I was already so wowed by Mike and his presentation. Just like artistry of any kind is so inspiring. And Mike, you just totally wowed all of us for sure. Just in case you want to know if you did something today, you definitely did something today. Wowed us all. It was so intimate and wonderful to see your process. And then to come to this musical performance. And Aris, you're so beautifully talented and you've worked so hard to have the skill that you have and you just deserve all this praise. And I love the parent-child connection. Anyways, I'm loving this. I feel so full. Thank you so much for what you did. It's so beautiful. And the medley was totally mind-blowing. All of it. Loved it. Loved it. Great voices. All right. So we have, I believe, more music coming, but for now, we're going to check in with Barbarella, as I like to call her, who's going to share another video with us from someone else.
Yes. So I have a video of from the Alphabet Rockers, who they're huge supporters of Aris. When Aris was coming out and all of this was happening, Aris got to sing on their album, and they've actually been nominated for, I think, three Grammys at this point. But they're not here today because they're promoting this book called You Are Not Alone, and it's such a precious book. And it's filled with so many just wonderful messages, and something that I would highly recommend checking out. And then, so Kaitlin and Tommy are the people who are behind the Alphabet Rockers. And so let me just show you a little video that Kaitlin was so kind to record. So here it is.
Hi there, this is Kaitlin from Alphabet Rockers. I use she, her. I'm excited to join you in this amazing launch party today to celebrate the launch of the LGBTQ plus musicians who made history poster. Can you imagine children in every music classroom getting the chance to see people who truly are living beautiful lives, who've created the world as we know it? And who are we to not put ourselves in that place too? We're so proud to have it in our studio and to be one of the first folks to get to share it in our community. And here it comes, world. Get ready, because our kids already know how amazing they are. So now they get to see it on the posters too.
Oh.
Okay. So I thought maybe Barbie would say a few words, but no problem. We're going to keep on trucking. So that was wonderful. It made my heart tingle. A lot of this is making my heart tingle, which I love. So much authenticity, sincerity, and hope. I like all those qualities. So I'm glad we're all here together as a community. So next thing is a fun little thing for all of you out there who've been wanting to show your stuff. Barbie's going to talk a little bit about how she chose the musicians to put on the poster, which I know she put a lot of time, care, and thought into. And then you will get your chance to play a little game with me where we're going to see if you can name that musician, buy us some clues and maybe some tunes that I will play. So Barb, you give us the scoop on how you pick.
All right. Before I do that, I just wanted to mention, I put in the chat the Alphabet Rockers website if you want to go check them out. Their music is incredible. It's something that not just kids are going to enjoy, but adults too. It's like fun hip hop music. All right. So in terms of the posters, choosing the actual musicians was quite a process. I mean, I had no idea. As I was doing all this research, I just came across more and more and more names. So how do you actually choose? First, we wanted 9, and then at some point, Mike said, well, 8 fits better. So I was like, okay, how do you choose 8? But at the end, what I did was I actually consulted a lot of musicologists. I asked around, and there were actually a branch of musicology. By the way, musicology is like the study of, the history and the theory of music. And so there's a branch of musicology that's LGBTQ plus specific. So I found those musicologists and asked for their input, and that's where I learned about Ethel Smythe, and I just really looked through this, and I gave them, hey, what do you think about this list of musicians? So that's how we came up with that first, for the 8. And then if you look in that rainbow flag that Mike so beautifully drew, there's a list of many other musicians, and so we were just trying to find people who maybe some of them are not as well known, like Shawnee, who's Native American, but we wanted to recognize them and give them space. And so hopefully we're thinking eventually we'll have other posters that are just like, LGBTQ plus jazz musicians or, classical musicians or, who knows, R&B. And we're always looking for more names. So on our website, if you have other names that you're thinking of, please share it with us. There is a link to our spreadsheet so far of all of our names that we've found, but we always welcome more names.
All right. So Barbie, thank you. It's really incredible. She's obviously being humble because it was ours and she was amazing about it. So way to go, Barbs. So much love in this whole process. All right. So we're going to play a little game. Cheers to Colt for setting up some timestamps on some music from each one of the artists. So bear with me. I'm going to take my headset off, and I do live in the city, so there might be a little bit of noise up here in Seattle. But what I want to do is I did a little trivia research. Oh God, Dr. John just popped up on the screen because I think it's like so ready to win right now.
We're gonna get it.
All right, that's good. I like the fervor, the excitement. So we're going to use the chat here. You can throw a name in the chat if you want to just shout it out. And as you figure out who the artist is, if you know more songs they've created, throw them in there as I kind of read a little trivia and play the music. And just be patient with me as I go through this because I'm going to be working the keyboard here. All right, here we go. Artist number 1 from the poster. Once you know it, throw it in the chat, or if you want, just shout it out. All right, I got to turn it up a little bit. So this artist had 57 top 40 hits, 57 so far, and his greatest hit of all was written in honor of a British royal. Candle in the Wind, 1997, was in honor of the passing of Lady Diana. It debuted at number 1 on October 11th, 1997, and stayed there for 14 weeks. Who is our artist? Let's see how we're doing in the chat. We're loving it, Elton. Okay, good. You guys rock, and I love the dance. Yeah, please work your bodies. All right, we're gonna wind down Elton. Although, who wants to? Not me. All right, but this is great because we have more great artists. Next artist. This one might be a little less well known, but listen to this music. It's beautiful. Okay, so this amazing human being. Oops, I just lost. Let me try. I gotta get out full screen. Thank you, Colt. Okay, I'm going back to you. All right, so this artist was a British suffragette, and her compositions included songs, works for piano, chamber music, orchestral works, choral works, and operas. She was born in 1858 and has attained prominence in a male-dominated field of composers. Who do we think this is? We're getting it. Okay, so good guess on the Grace. This is Ethel Smythe, as Barbie let me know, Ethel Smythe. So after this event, maybe look up some more Ethel Smythe music if you're enjoying what we're doing. And tell me in the chat, are people hearing, you guys hearing the music okay? Someone nod.
Yep.
I'm assuming so. Okay, good. I'm going to pause here. All right. You're doing great at the game. Pardon me for jumping around. All right. So we have our next artist up. Here comes the music. All right. Feel that. All right. This transgendered punk rocker was arrested at age 14, and this experience fortified her resistance to authority. I loved that information. Her band was once called the Snot Rockets. All right, does anybody know who our amazing artist is? There we go, Laura. That is right, Laura Jane. I'm kind of just loving this song right now. It kind of works with my ponytail, maybe a little bit. I don't know. All right, Laura Jane, or yeah, Laura Jane Grace officially. All right, good job on the game. We're gonna keep going. Next up, we'll probably get some quick and correct guesses on this one. Let's go there. Baboomba. Here we go. All right. This one-time member of the Sour Milk Sea is also a member of the UK Hall of Fame and had a vocal range from low bass to soprano high. He was known for, according to David Bowie, he was known as a theatrical performer who, quote, took it further than the rest, over the edge. Does anybody know who we are hearing right now? Freddie, that's right. This is so good. I just want to like sit and listen to this song. Okay. That one down. Thank you again, Colt, for setting these up. You made great choices. I love them. All right, back to our list. Okay, so we're counting them down here a little bit. Keep your eye on the poster and you'll know who might be next. All right, so we're gonna go to, pardon me, there we go. Pardon me 1 second. Oh no, did I play the wrong one? No, I didn't. Okay, here we go. Good. Here we go. All right, beautiful music. This pro-democracy and Hong Kong human rights activist came out as a lesbian in 2012 and was the first Cantonese singer to do so. She was blacklisted by the Chinese government and by the luxury brand Lancôme for her participation in the Umbrella movement in Hong Kong. She is a Canadian citizen. Okay, there we go, Denise Ho. That's All Jack. That must be a song, Gretchen, yeah? Is that right? Thank you. Love you for putting that in there. Anyways, great. What a voice. Beautiful voice. All right. We're going to move on along to, oops, sorry. Move on along to, there we go. Our next artist. All right, so this is one of my favorites on the list because a lot of you are actually going to probably know this one right away. I just have to get back here. Here we go. We're going to definitely start dancing. Okay. There it is. You know you feel it. All right. Described as one of the greatest songwriters of his generation and formerly known as Christopher Brow, this artist is recognized for his idiosyncratic music style and credited with pioneering and popularizing alternative R&B. His hit single, Thinking About You, earned him a nomination for Record of the Year in 2013. And come back to the chat because I want to see where you guys are at. You got it. Frank Ocean. Awesome. Okay. All right. Beautifully done. I like this song a lot. All right. We're going to head on to our next artist. Total different vibes. Let's see. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. Born in 1894, this Empress of Blues lost her parents at a young age. She and her 6 siblings survived by singing on street corners. She was a major influencer in the jazz and blues music of the 1920s and the 1930s. All right, Bessie Smith, you got it. Okay, we got a little bit of process of elimination going on, but let's just pretend like we're going to guess hard on the last one here. And good chance that you might know who it is pretty quickly. So let's go to that. Beautiful music. Dum, da, da, da. I know, everybody's in their tutu floating across the stage. This famous Russian composer is known for his ballets, Swan Lake, and The Nutcracker, and the opera Eugene Onegin. I don't know if I said that right, apologize to you. He created a composite of Russian and Western styles of music, criticized by the West for being too Russian, and by Russian audiences for being too Western. He was part of the 5 composers of Russia back in his day. How are we doing now? Tchaikovsky, exactly. Spelling a challenge, but we know you got it right. Well done. And you can put any more music you know from him or any of the artists. Well, good job on the game. I hope that was fun and great to hear the actual music from these. I mean, how incredible is that he created this? Incredible. Let's see where we're at and what's coming up next. And
thank you, Bridget. No, super helpful. I think we're gonna have another musical performance. And oh wait, that's my vibe. Yours might be a little big. Performing next is gonna be my daughter. This is Luna. Luna is 7 years old, and this poster project, it was for me largely inspired by her and her journey and her amazingness. Today, her violin teacher Megan is on. Megan has opened a wonderful world of music to Luna. So thank you for that, Megan. Luna, are you going to play a tune for us? That sounds good. Pop up your violin right there.
Colt, sorry to interrupt. Do you want to unshare?
Oh, thank you for reminding that, Barb.
All right.
Here we go. All right. Do you want to introduce what you're going to play?
I'm going to play Etude from Suzuki Violin.
Yay! Hop off and give those applause.
Bravo, bravo.
Lots of love. Lots of love.
Great. Cool. Thank you, Luna. Do you want to sit here? I'm going to share again. Let me know when you can see my screen, because I want to talk through, I want to thank all of you for all that you've done for us so far, and also let you know how you can help us out even more. Let me see if I can go to the next. There we go. Call to action. So I wanted you all to come away from this this Zoom today with an idea of how you might help us and our mission of getting this poster out there and promoting inclusivity, right? First is, if you guys can help us spread the word. I think that could be to friends, family, teachers, people who work at schools, musicians, LGBTQ plus support groups. I put influencers. I don't know a lot, but maybe they can help us, right? They influence. That's the first thing really I think you can help us do. Two, buy a poster for yourself or for someone else. I think they make great gifts. I know some of our community have already purchased some of them and given them to aspiring musicians. So I think it's a good idea. Three, you can see over here that we've started to collect photos of people with our poster in different places. And we would love to feature you showing off our poster in a new location on our Instagram page. And we are carefully tracking where our poster is. And let me see if I can pull this up really quickly. Currently, the whereabouts of our poster are in all of these cities. And I think it's in even more, but for starters, you can see we've got a lot of the Northwest, some of the West Coast covered, even out there in the East Coast as well. So we want eventually to have our poster all over the place. We haven't set our goal yet. I'm thinking something like one, at least, in every state, but we want to get these in the hands of people who can share them and where they can be put up. Another thought is to buy one of these posters and donate it to a space. One of our friend Amy over in the far right of the photo up there, she knows of the Q Center is a fantastic place in Portland, Oregon, where there are a lot of resources provided for LGBTQ plus community. So she decided to buy a poster, frame it, take it on down, and they put it on their wall. So maybe that's a way that you can help spread the word about our poster. And then 5 is connect us with people who you think might be able to help us with all of this. For example, someone came to me saying, "Oh, I know someone who's an assistant principal in Bend. They could probably be connected to a lot of people who might be able to use this poster or who would buy it or something." So if you have ideas of anyone who could help us and might help to have a conversation with us and we can kind of share the mission, what we're doing, please feel free to connect us to them. You can get, you see our email is it's just like our website, LGBTQ Musicians, but at Gmail. So you can reach out to us via email that way. And we have a contact form on our website to help with any kind of reaching us. So those are your...
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go, Barb.
I made a mistake. It's actually LGBTQ Musicians Poster at Gmail.
Okay, sorry.
I put it in the chat. No
thank you. You put the right one in the chat. Thanks for doing that. That helps. Okay, great. And I guess we're going to have another musical performance. I represent the G in the LGBTQ plus poster, right? And I'm gonna happy to be a part of this. And I'm going to play a fiddle tune for you really quickly. Here we go. This is an old time fiddle song that I learned when I was young. And this song is called Boil Them Cabbage Down.
Oh, Colt, make sure to unshare so we can see you.
Thank you.
Yay.
There we go. Now, there I am, king of the world. Here we go. Or queen of the world. All right.
Now you're
Cowboy Colt.
All right, well, thank
baby.
you. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for being a part of this today. We are so excited. This means, it just means a lot to have all of your support, to see your faces. There's, and I was talking to Mike a little bit before the call. I don't think there's a more important time for us to put something out into the universe and tangibly out into spaces, schools where inclusivity is promoted, because there's some really scary and unimaginable policy for anti-trans agenda going around right now. So there couldn't be a better time to jump on our train and be a part of this. Thank you all so much. Barbie, did you want to say anything too?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to speak because I'm just so touched by all the support, by the kindness, and just how everyone has been so generous with their donations and their words of affirmation and all of that. So I'm just so grateful for all of you being here today, and all the many, many people who couldn't be here, who have been just so supportive. And I also, for today, if you want to take a picture of yourself, a lot of you guys have amazing costumes, take photos, send it to us, or just tag us on social media somewhere. But I would love to see these photos and, have that for our memories.
Well, I think that's amazing. All right. By the way, I just have to give a shout out to Barbie's eyeshadow, which reminds me of the poster in like the touches of rainbow. I feel like that all came together really nicely.
Aris did my eyeshadow, and we have complimentary eyeshadow. Aris did mine on the top, and then Aris has the rainbow on the bottom.
It's awesome. Well, I know that there was a goal before we finished up here today to hand out some prizes. So I just want to make sure we go through. I've been watching the moves. So I think we got to give a family award to our friends in Dresden, the Pearsons, for the full costume, full family. Also some amazing dancing on the musical performances. You will be getting a poster. You are winners. That's right. Yeah. Let's celebrate. Woo! Way to bring it, including a full shiny one piece. I mean, come on. That's like so NASA. Oh, and the lights. All right. They're just making it clear that they are winners. All right. We're going to give a best scarf to Kelly Wong. Kelly, would you give us a little work it with that scarf? Where is Kelly with the scarf? It's a beautiful rainbow. Reminds me of the poster. Where is Kelly? There we go. Working it, showing it, loving it. That's very beautiful. I think it really suits the party and the whole vibe. I don't know if I got the name right, but Cindy Steven, maybe, for boas and furs. Cindy Steffen. There was some good boas and some good fur on that group. I hope they're still around. Maybe they had to. Well, anyways, they'll be getting a poster because that was really amazing. And then I think Dr. John has to get the cutest doctor on the call. I mean, look at that whole situation with the hat. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to love. Plus, dancing again, great with the dancing. So fun. All those folks, you're all going to get posters sent to you. I hope everybody gets a poster. I hope everybody shares the posters. Let's take them everywhere. Let's go amazing places and let's bring our posters and let's pump up this party. Influencers, you better believe it. I am not one, but if you know one, send it to them. Thank you all for being here. What a totally uplifting event. I hope we do more things together. Let's find more artists. Let's have more parties. Let's grow this whole thing. Barbie and Colt, if you have anything else you want to say, feel free. I just want to thank everybody more than anything.
And thank you, Bridget. We're so excited. Thank you all. We love you guys.